What's going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here at Modern Warfare Zombies, and once again we're going to be talking about the triangle puzzles because they actually got another buff. So even though with the Season 5 Reloaded they added 3 new locations all within the Tier 2 zone, there is one over here, there's one in the tunnel up here, there's one all the way over here in the water, and of course the ones in Tier 3. But when they added those new locations, they also made the rewards a little bit more random. So it was no longer a guaranteed Pack 3 Crystal and Legendary Tool in the high threat zone, which was definitely a disappointment just depending on how you looked at it. Some people were kind of excited to see the nerf in general just because they felt like so many people would only go to visit the triangles. I think a lot of people just have a specific grudge towards the triangles because they think if people were completing these, then they weren't able to actually attune their items for the last, or Season 3, I guess it was, Dark Aether Rift. So the reality is you were able to still attune those regardless of that, and I think a lot of people just were under the impression that that wasn't the case. Outside of that, though, they did finally, like I said, buff them once again, and I think this is the buff, or exactly where they should have put them to begin with. So what did they actually change? Now, there is still the 3 new locations, so there is 6 locations total. However, now there is a 35% chance that you will have a chance for a Pack-a-Punch level 3 crystal or a legendary tool. And if you don't get one of those, the 65% chance is that you are going to get a Pack 2 crystal or epic tool. Now, that leads me to believe that they got rid of the Pack 1 and the smaller rewards, I guess, just in general, that they had in those rifts. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to head into the high threat zone. I'm going to see if I can knock out a couple of them, just depending on the popularity of my zone. Maybe go and do one in Tier 2 as well and just see what the rewards are. I'm anticipating we'll at least get one where we get a Pack 3 Crystal and Legendary Tool. But just in case, you know, that the rewards aren't quite as accurate, because 35% plus 65% is definitely 100%. And I'm assuming it's giving us one Pack-a-Punch Crystal and one Aether Tool. And so we're either going to get a Pack 2 Purple or we're going to get a Pack 3 Legendary at each of these triangle locations. So we're going to head over to our first one, and we'll see exactly what we get. All right, we made it into the high threat zone. We're definitely going to be able to at least get one. I think there might be somebody doing the others. I guess we'll wait and see. But I am definitely way more happy with this adjustment than what they had previously. Giving random rewards in here just doesn't seem like the answer. Giving a Pack 2 Purple, which is something you can actually use or that is viable for certain weapons to even be able to make it into the high threat zone, that makes sense. Having a smaller reward that's not quite a Pack 3 Legendary kind of makes sense to me, but completely nerfing it into the ground, why am I not lining this up? Completely nerfing it into the ground where I was able to get a Pack 1 blue out of doing a Tier 3 triangle seems like a slap in the face, especially considering the fact that there was no cooldown on them. You could only activate one at a time, which was a nice change for them to do in general, so people couldn't hog all 3. But the other part was that they actually, you know, allowed us to be able to complete them, but they're only one time, you know, per each. So if it had a cooldown, I could see the nerf making a little bit more sense because you don't want people to overly stock up. But I think in this circumstance, it makes perfect sense to have at least somewhat decent rewards, or at least rewards that can get you back into this zone at a much faster rate. A rare tool is not going to do much for you here in the high threat zone, and being Pack-a-Punch level 1 isn't going to do a whole lot for you either. So at least if you're Pack-a-Punch level 2, maybe you come in with the 5,000 essence, you complete a couple contracts, you can get Pack 3. You have your epic tool, you're at least set up for success to come back in and try to hit a couple more triangle locations, as long as you can make it to it first. That is still an element that, you know, is a part of the equation here. You not only have to be the first one here, you do have to be set up in order to be able to take it on, or you're just going to go down and not actually be able to get the rewards. So it is nice. You do get rewards that are more suited for the challenge that you are doing. And I think the ones in the Tier 2 zone, although it is Tier 2, they do ask for a little bit more from you than maybe even some of these. This, I mean, you might get a Mangler like we're going to see here. We're going to get one Mangler, but in the case of Tier 2, you might get, you know, nothing but Manglers, nothing but Disciples, nothing but Mimics. So I think, again, just having the possibility, they could have even taken the Pack 3 and Legendary out of the possibility for the Tier 2 ones, and I would have been completely fine with that. Now, I'm not sure if you have a chance for Pack 3 Legendary at the same rate in Tier 2 as you do in Tier 3. But they definitely made it sound like it was inevitable that you would only get 2 sets of rewards. So we were able to complete that triangle. I'm not sure we're going to have luck at the other one, but most importantly, we at least can go and attempt one in Tier 2 as well. But at least we know that we got a Pack 2 Purple, which is pretty much the, I'm guessing, the new baseline for the rewards out of these triangle puzzles. All right, so I made it over to the other location here. It looks like the guy did the first one, and he's already on the second one, so I definitely can't partake in that. Unfortunate. At least for the first one, we did get a Pack 2 Purple. Unfortunate that we didn't get Pack 3, But hey, at least we could try it out. I'm going to fly over to this other one and see if this guy in this area is completing it, or if I'll have a chance to knock this one out. If not, maybe I'll make a venture across the map and try one of the other ones in Tier 2. Okay, I made it over to another one in Tier 2. Of course, this is the more pain in the butt one to do because you have to line it up in the sky, at least from what I know. So we're going to see if I can't find something to get me up high enough in the air in order to hit that. And maybe we'll be able to activate this one. If not, we'll do the one in the tunnel. Then we'll see what reward we get. Hopefully it's a pack 2 purple, or just maybe we get the lucky flawless legendary to show off exactly what the rewards are. But I think this is a much better solution. There are only 6 of them. You do have to get lucky enough to be able to get one in a match, and it does seem like, at least in my opinion, with the loot being nerfed, that not only would less people be interested in doing it, it would just feel bad even if you get it. What's the point, right? Like, why would you do it if it didn't have good rewards? All right, we should be good for this one. This one should be activatable. I couldn't activate the one that you had to get way up in the sky. It's just like that sometimes. Then there should be one more. Got a mangler in here already. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of you. Oh, mimic. Come on. Whoa, latency. Oh, come on. This is not what we need. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Relax, relax. Everybody relax. All right, we got one more. Where's that? I don't hear it. Now I hear it. It's here. It's here somewhere. There we go. And the triangle lines up somewhere over here. If I remember right, you have to lay in a really weird spot. Kind of near this. And then it's like that. There we go. Now we can see what reward we get from this one. If we get a pack 2 purple, or even the pack 3 legendary, that's like Omega W. Those are in fantastic rewards for having these available in the Tier 2 zone, and it actually supersedes what I expected them to do. When the nerfs came through, I think they kind of were thinking, you know what, there's 6 on the map, that's way too many. Maybe we should make the rewards a little bit more random. Again, I kind of only expected the changes that they made to really only affect the high threat zone ones, but I guess if they affect all of them, even better. Because these ones were a bonus. These weren't really a part of the game before. Although the one is a little bit more difficult to get. Hey, if you have a Scorcher, at least you know you'll be able to get it. So I guess the team that has a Scorcher will be kind of almost exclusive to one, unless you get a really good location for a portal that you can get high enough up. That one in the apartments is pretty hard to do. And the one with the mimics, I think, is going to be pretty common for people trying to unlock their portal, so that one might be not super available. This isn't too bad. I mean, we are pack 3 legendary. It shouldn't be too bad. We should be able to get through it. I mean, the reality is you do still have to get through the challenge. This one's going to be manglers. The other one's disciples in the apartment. Or what did we get? We got a pack 2 purple. So, like, that's not terrible. We didn't get a pack 3 legendary, which is kind of an L, but it was a little bit of a popular lobby as far as the triangles are concerned, and I wasn't really able to activate one. So we would have been able to do 3 out of the 6, and maybe the one that we didn't get would have had the pack 3 legendary. But I think this is a substantially better situation that we find ourselves in, and I think this is a much better nerf than what they would have done, or what they actually initially did before they went back and changed this. So big W to them coming through and actually making it more reasonable for these triangles to have somewhat decent rewards. And I gotta say, at least I think they kind of made up for the change. They gave us 3 more additional locations on the map, and they gave us a smaller likelihood of getting the reward that we're most sought after. But still, a pack 2, like I said, pack 2 purple isn't bad at the end of the day. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys do enjoy this change, or if you are just hoping they would remain pack 3 legendary forever. But again, I think at the end of the day, this is way better for the game than the original nerf, and I'm glad that they did something to make it better. All right, I made it over to my exfil. One thing I definitely think I'm going to have to try now with maybe 0 to hero run or an empty backpack challenge run is once I feel strong enough that I can go and complete one of the triangles in tier 2, I should absolutely do that. Could get a pack 3 legendary, could get a pack 2 purple, which would be super good for a regain or just one of those challenge runs in general. That is going to wrap things up for us here. Thank you guys for all support in today's video, all support in the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace!